the relationship between general group and team management with various structures and techniques. It's hard to describe the difference between a group and a team without using a sports analogy, because the benefit of teamwork and the obvious difference between group and team reveals themselves so readily on the football field and baseball diamond, or whenever it is that people meet to push the limits of athletic performance. A winning team is more than a group of people achieving a goal and delivering a result. There's positive energy and synergy around the team. Organization benefits from the ability to build and manage great teams. In order to do that, we need to understand what set of group apart from the rest and make the group a team. Learning outcomes describe differences between a group and a team, discuss the type of teams, discuss creating effective teams, describe how to turn individuals into a team players.
To present the group versus teams. We define a group as two or more individuals who are interactive and independent, coming together to achieve particular goal objectives. A work group in particular is a group of people that meet primarily to discuss information and make choices that will help each member perform better in his or her area of responsibility. A work team generates positive synergy through coordinated efforts. Their individual efforts, when pulled together, are often more than the sum of their individual inputs. Their purpose isn't only to share information. They often feature both individual and mutual accountability, and the member skills are complementary to one another. Let's look at the distinguishing features of a team. The first distinguishing feature of a team is that the individual members are fully committed to a common goal and approach. Often, they come up with the strategy on their own. The team's aim should be worthwhile to the members, and they should want to achieve it. This objective agreement is critical because it gives the team its vision and motivates the members to perform. The second distinguishing feature is mutual accountability. If the team is to succeed, the members must feel responsible for the process and outcome of their work, both to each other and to the business. Even if the team has an accountable leader, it's very uncommon for team members to take on extra work on responsibility because they feel a deep commitment to the team, even if there is an accountable leader of that team. The third distinguishing feature is that of trust and collaboration. In previous session, we discussed how group members share norms but teams actually share a culture. That culture is based on compromise, cooperation, and collaboration directed to reaching their common goals. This isn't to say that there isn't any dispute. Healthy conflict, on the other hand, can promote creativity and performance if it is handled properly. Even if the team has an assigned leader, their collaboration can progress to shared leadership. The last distinguishing feature of a team is synergy. Synergy is defined as the process of combining two or more acts to produce an effect that is distinct from the sum of the individual actions. In other words, the whole is bigger than the sum of its parts. The team produces more together than they would individually.
Practice question. What is the distinguishing feature of a team? A. When team members exhibit complementary individual skills, like when one is number-oriented and another is good at written communication. B. Individual goals, which must be assigned to keep individual players from the social loafing. C. Synergy, which is the process of combining two or more actions that result in an effect that differs from the total of the individual actions. D. Information collection, necessary so that individuals can exchange the information they have with others so that everyone has what they need to do their jobs.
Types of teams. Number 1, simple work teams. Simple work teams have low task complexity and low team fluidity. Their goal is simple problem solving, and often they are a group that supports day-to-day activities, dealing with issues that require input for more than one person or to generate commitment from employees. Usually, these are people from a same team or department, so they generally have similar focus and tend to work together relatively easily. Number 2, administrative teams. An administrative team has high task complexity but low team membership fluidity, meaning that the problems the team deals with are complex but people stream in and out of the group. The goal of an administrative team is to problem solve and then sell their ideas to the rest of the organization. Their focus could be internal, external, or both, and the team members are usually management levels. Number 3, cross-departmental teams. Cross-departmental teams tend to have a low complexity level but a high team membership fluidity, meaning that the work is fairly simple but the teams are committed and fairly unchanging. Their goal is integration in structure and setting ground rules, and their focus is internal and specific.
Process teams deal with high complexity tasks and have high team member fluidity, meaning people are assigned to the team and stay. These folks are creative problem solvers and deal with implementation. Their focus is strategic and broad. Process teams do not have departmental affiliation and function independently to undertake broad organizational level process improvements. Self-managed teams. Self-managed teams are a commonly used process team used in organizations. Self-managed teams are process teams of employees who have full managerial control over their own work. Volvo is known for having abandoned their typical assembly line structure for one that included only self-managed teams. The teams were charged with assembling their large part of the car, but they could decide how to do it and who was going to work on what parts. The results included significant improvements in product quality and employee satisfaction. Overall, self-managed teams include this characteristic: the power to manage their work, members with different expertise and functional experience, no outside manager, the power to implement decisions, coordination and cooperation with other teams and individuals impacted by their decisions, internal leadership based on facilitation. This means that a rotating leader focuses on freeing the team from obstacles as they do their work. And the last is virtual teams. It's worth noting that there are now also virtual teams, which are teams that use computer technology to tie together physically dispersed members in order to achieve a common goal. It is true that these virtual teams might be an administrative, cross-functional, simple work, or even a process team, but they are distinctive in that they allow people to collaborate.
Good morning everyone, I am Kien Cyrah and I'll be discussing Creating Effective Team. Creating Effective Team. Let's imagine we've decided that for the project we're working on, teamwork is preferable over solitary work. We don't want to solve the wrong problem by forming an effective team to perform something that might be done better by a single employee. And we want to know what it means to be part of a successful team. Well, designated a team effective in this example based on objective measurement of the team's productivity, such as a manager evaluation, of their performance and member satisfaction. Knowing that working as a team is the way to go, we're looking at 4 different areas and tackle them one at a time. First is context. If you're going to create an effective team, you need first to think about the context. That is, all the things that surround the team that aren't actually your team. Contextually speaking, the things that seem to matter most effective building are adequate resources, leadership and structure, trust, performance evaluation, and reward system. Appropriate resources appear to the factor that the most impact on a team's capacity to complete its task. The team's capacity to accomplish their task is affected by a lack of resources. Therefore, it's critical that organizations provide the correct amount of funding and equipment for the job. Leadership and structure are crucial components of context, since team members should always agree on the task to be done and who will perform it. Team members should split the workload and participate equally. They should set timetables, train as needed, and so on. If they are self-managed group, they can reach an agreement using whichever method they deemed appropriate and move on the next step. Leaders are not required for teams, but if they are present, they should take care not to inhibit development and expect great things from this group. If the leader is a team member, the team must express confidence in him or her. Members should also have faith in one another. If team members trust one another, they will spend less time monitoring one another and will be more willing to take chances. Finally, the team should have a framework in place for evaluating and rewarding their success. Team members are held individually and collectively accountable through performance evaluation and reward systems. Individual performance assessments and reward systems are incompatible with high-performing teams. Thus, this system must value team growth as much as, if not more than, equal contribution. The next is composition. Now that we know that atmosphere around them, the context, we need to take a look at the member actually making up the team and talk about them in terms of their roles, diversity, and the size of the team. When determining composition, a manager should consider the abilities of the member of the team, personality of team members, roles that will be allocated, diversity of team members, and size of the team. Team abilities. While we previously discussed how the sum of the team's components is larger than the sum of its part, a manager's appraisal of team members' talents will aid in determining what the team can accomplish. The team will need 3 different skills to be successful: technical expertise, problem-solving skills, and decision-making skills. A healthy balance of the 3 is essential. Too much of one and not enough for the others will distract from a team's effectiveness. It also helps if the team members are skilled at interacting with one another. Next is team personalities. When it comes to team members' personalities, teams that have a higher than mean degree of qualities like agreeableness and extraversion and emotional stability function better. Surprisingly, research have revealed that including persons who all have leaning towards certain characteristics is more relevant for the higher than mean score. For example, having one person on the team who is extremely conscious and another who is not maybe have a negative impact on the team performance. Whereas, having 2 persons who are more conscious than average will improve the team's performance. Third is team roles. Members of a team should be chosen with the goal of filling all of the positions that must be filled. On average, a team requires 9 different jobs, and while individuals can perform more than one of these roles, They should be suited to the team's needs. Those roles are the plant. It included creative, imaginative, and good at solve problems. Next, the resource investigator, communicative, explores opportunity and develop contacts. Then, the coordinator, classifies goals and promotes decision making. Fourth is team diversity. A team's diversity is also a determining element in how productive and successful it is. Of course, a team must have a wide set of talents, but it also helps if members are of varying ages, genders, educational backgrounds, functional backgrounds, and experience. Keep in mind, however, that having a team with the members from multiple cultures on the same team does not always imply quick success, as team members must learn how to collaborate with one another over time. The last is team size. Finally, the group size has an impact on the club's success. According to studies, a team should consist of no more than 10 persons, and ideally, no more than the exact number of team members required to complete the task. Cohesion and mutual accountability suffer when teams have more members than they required, and social loafing can occur. Aside from those factors, managers must examine if team members genuinely want to be on one. Many people would rather not be on one than participate, and it's unlikely that those employees will add much value to the group. A manager can also take into account an individual's flexibility or their ability to execute multiple types of tasks as part of a team. These people are extremely beneficial if they are willing to work as part of the team.
So, in creating effective teams, there are 5. The first is the team abilities. It is an assessment of team members' ability will help a manager determine what can be accomplished by the team. Second is the team personalities. It is the teams perform well if there is a higher than mean level of traits like agreeableness and conscientiousness, extroversion, and emotional stability. The third is team roles. Members of a team should be selected with an eye toward filling all the roles that need to be allocated. Next is the team diversity. There needs to be a diversity of skills, but if a team also features members of diverse age, gender, education, functional background, and experience, these buds are well for them. And lastly is the team size. It is uh, studies shows that a team should be made up of no more than 10 people, and optimally no more than exactly the number of team members that are necessary to do the work. So, what is work design? The right work design for a group is a huge motivator. The manager should strive to give the team members work that offers autonomy, skill variety, task identity, and task significance. Just like with individuals, these features motivate the team and increase in effectiveness. So process. Finally, to build an effective team, we must consider process. Process refers to the way the team operates and include includes includes things like common purpose, s- specific goals, mm, manage conflict levels, minimize social loafing, and team efficacy. So teams that are destined to be successful put a lot of effort into defining their common purpose, creating it, discussing it, and agreeing agreeing on it so that they can use it as their guiding principle.
Good morning to each and everyone. My name is Mark Dabe and our topic for today is team players. Not all individuals want to be part of a team. Group dynamics often include introvert individuals who can be uncomfortable participating in a team atmosphere and left to their own devices would choose to work on their own. Others don't want their compensation and evaluation tied to a group of people and prefer to work as a single contributor. Shaping team players calls into practice three different areas. And here is Miss DIZON to explain to you and discuss these three different areas: the employee selection, training, and networks.
So, hi, I'm Angelica DIZON, and today I will be discussing to you about the three different areas in shaping team players. So, for number one, we have employee selection. In the employee selection process, managers should interview prospective team members to ensure that they have the skills required for team participation. Do they exhibit the action-oriented, people-oriented, or thinking-oriented skills required to take on a team role? Do they came from an organization that prizes individual contribution? And if so, does that seem woven into this employee's fiber? Second, we have training. If employees are particularly steeped in the idea of individual work and accomplishment, then perhaps training is the answer. Training specialists can conduct exercises that shows the benefits of team environments and offer workshops that can help an employee fine-tune some of the skills they need to be a productive team member, like conflict management, problem solving, and communication skills. And lastly, we have rewards. So, rewards are often key in changing the mindset of an employee who has been raised on the importance of individual accomplishment. Reward system in organization needs to be altered to encourage cooperative rather than competitive behavior. Organizations who offer bonuses based on team achievement in addition to individual accomplishment can help bridge the gap between the two mindsets. And that's
Thank you, Ms. Dixon. And for the conclusion of our report, we can say that in one management team, being a team player was so strongly valued that individuals self-censored their contribution for the fear of disrupting team harmony. The team, in the spirit of cooperation and goodwill, embarked on a course of action that was bound to fail, for a reason that some members sensed but did not mention as the plan were being laid. It's true that being on team can put your career on hold. Being a real and committed team player, whether you are team leader, a deviant, or just a regular member who can speak the truth, can be dangerous business indeed. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, I'm Mark Tabe and we are the Group 3